Luke Barantini is suing Susan Middleton in the amount of $1,200 for the cost of a cruise ship passage he says she ruined.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Christina Perez presiding. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Renard.
You may be seated.
So, Mr. Barantini, is that how I pronounce it?
Yes.
I hear you missed out on a romantic vacation because of the defendant here.
Yes, I did.
Tell me what happened.
I was assaulted on a flight by this woman.
I didn't assault him, Your Honor.
Assaulted? Tell me what happened.
Assaulted. As I found my seat, the plane took off. I reclined my chair as I normally do, and I fell asleep. I had my earplugs in. Moments later, she leaped over me, raining blows down upon me.
He is
you
over-exaggerating. He is
She had
over-exaggerating.
rings on
Why
her.
did you do that? What happened?
Your Honor, I'm sitting in my seat. I noticed the whole time he's moving and fidgeting, trying to get comfortable, I guess. He slams his seat into my knees. I'm in excruciating pain.
What do you mean he slams
He
your
reclines,
teeth?
it bangs into my
The
knees,
seat
Your
only
Honor.
reclines so far.
Okay,
Your Honor.
one person at a time. One person at a time. Okay, let's go back to you first. So, how big are you? How tall are you?
I'm about 6'1",
How much do you weigh?
215 pounds. I'm a big guy, you know.
Okay.
And the seats are only, about a foot
You
square.
should have got
so.
2 seats, Your Honor.
Okay, so then, did you recline back? Did you look in the back? What did you do?
I just hit the button on the side and reclined back. I
And
just
that's
had
it.
a business
Did
meeting
you
that
recline
day.
back really forcefully?
No,
What did you do?
no,
Yes,
Your
you
Honor. I mean,
did.
they only slide so far. I mean, how much force could I really put on it?
Okay,
It was enough
okay.
force.
So then what happened?
So I began to tap him. Excuse me, sir.
How many times did you tap him?
I tapped him twice in a row. I continued to put more force behind my taps to get his attention. And then he wakes up irate, going crazy, hysterical. People on the plane are afraid. I'm like, okay, calm down, calm down. I just need you to get your seat off of my knees.
Okay, what made him get up and start yelling like an irate person?
I think it was the rings and the bracelets dangling that cracked me on the head. I didn't know if it was a
Did
club
he
she
hit
was
you on the
hitting me with.
side, on the top, what?
I was dead asleep. It was like right on the top of the head, like
It was
over the
because
top.
of the turbulence on the plane that it
There was
seemed.
turbulence
Now
on
the
the plane?
turbulence. Now she says the turbulence. Her story has
Oh my
changed so
God,
many
My story
you guys
times.
isn't
had a
changing.
horrible
My story
flight.
is not changing.
She's told 3 or 4 different versions
Okay,
of the same
so
story.
let's go back. You get up and you slap him
No,
on the
Your
head?
Honor, I didn't slap him the way he's making it sound. I just used more force to get his attention, and I got his attention.
Show me. How?
Excuse me,
Like that?
Yes.
That looks like slapping to
but
me.
I had no other way to get his attention, Your Honor.
Did you think about pressing the little cute button with the lady on it?
No, because I'm like I said, it was a quick, natural reaction. He slams
But
his
you had
seat.
time to tap him?
She naturally reacts with violence, Your Honor.
He began to use profanity towards me in the situation. I started to fear for my life. The flight attendant came and asked us if we could please just sit down.
So what
I sat
happened then?
down.
So you get up, you're infuriated. How dare this woman slap me with rings and bracelets on top of my head?
She came over the top. I woke startled. I stood up out of my chair. I did not know what was going on. I was worried. I stood up. The whole plane's looking at me. I'm embarrassed.
he was
and she
going
is chewing
crazy.
me out. She is going
He was
off
acting
on
like
me.
a lunatic,
She
sir.
had the craziest look in her eye. I don't know if she was on drugs, if she had had a few cocktails for breakfast that afternoon.
He's over.
From what I hear in your complaint, the pilot stopped
Yes.
the plane
We had to be rerouted
and
to Denver.
escorted you off.
Him, not me.
That's
Why
correct.
you? Thank you. I don't need any help.
I'm sorry.
Why you and not her? Tell
Well,
me.
when the stewardess came over, I was obviously irate from the assault. I mean, I was the victim of assault. She
I was
came
a
over, and
victim of
the
assault.
stewardess immediately took her side. As a woman, perhaps, she immediately took her side like it was a domestic assault. And I mean, I was mad,
So they
but I
kick
would
you
never
off.
lay hands on someone.
Your
I'm well
Honor.
within my rights to express my displeasure, but I would
but
never hit a woman.
Mr. Barantini, what I don't understand is, do you know what? It takes a lot for a pilot to make a judgment call to stop. You must have been at the top of your lungs. You must have had, I can only imagine how the rest of the passengers
The
felt.
babies on
I'm
the
not
plane were
Watching you
crying.
guys, please be quiet. I can only imagine that. I mean, I would have been terrified if you're a big guy and you start yelling and you start hitting him. I mean,
I'm
you
not
know,
sure what the airline rules are on that, but I would assume if
Oh,
there's
come
an
on,
assault,
you watch TV, you read the
if
newspaper.
there's an assault in the air, they may have to divert. I'm
But they
not
kick
sure
you
about
off the
that.
plane, though.
They did.
They
did
kicked
kick
you,
me
not
off
her.
the plane after I was, yes, insult to injury.
I mean, but does it say to how you were reacting, though?
Yes, I reacted in anger, and I maybe I do have a little bit of a temper, but
A little bit? I mean, they
little bit.
kicked you off.
Coming up.
I was very embarrassed at the time when I woke up from being smacked loudly and hardly, Everyone on the plane was looking back at me. I saw
But
nothing
here's the
but
thing,
faces.
verbal
was-
abuse is still as offensive as physical abuse. I mean, come on, it has the same type of reaction and consequence, don't you think?
I don't
You don't
think
think
I
you
don't
were
think any,
you
I
don't
don't
think
think
you
any
were
human,
in the least bit at fault here at all?
I don't think anyone has the right to put hands on another person. I think violence begets violence.
Your
and
Honor, I
don't
tried
believe
to
in-
get his attention. I didn't want to resort to violence, as he may say, but I had no other choice, and I really was
You
uncomfortable.
had no other choice.
In the situation, no, I didn't. My natural reaction was to, oh my gosh, let me get his attention. Maybe he doesn't know what he's doing, and maybe he'll let his seat up. But he just turned it into a fiasco on the plane.
A fiasco on the plane.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's very interesting. So then, what kind of evidence did you guys bring for the case? You wanted to show me how you missed out on a very romantic.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a
Can I see
credit,
that, Renard, please?
credit card receipt showing the price of the flights, and I have the cruise itinerary
Mm-hmm.
with the price on it.
$2,500. Wow. That must have been some room. Did your girlfriend go by herself?
She went with my friends from the East Coast, actually, and we are no longer together. So
Probably because of his temper.
No longer together? I wonder why. Have you ever angry with her?
no, she was a very pleasant.
Has anything ever
pleasant
like this
girl.
happened to you ever before?
No.
No? How about you? Has anything like this ever happened to you?
No, Your Honor.
And you're 23 years old,
Yes.
sophomore in college.
Yes.
Really? How did you feel that day?
Initially, I was in pain, as I said, and then I began to fear for my safety because he looked like, you should have seen the rage that was coming from his face. The passengers were afraid. There were babies crying. He began to yell at the flight attendant. The situation escalated to something that was not necessary.
So you don't think you're to blame in any way at all?
No, because he initially assaulted me with that chair when he slammed it into my knees.
Really?
The soft
Slammed.
cushion of the chair.
There's
I
no soft
assaulted
cushion.
it.
on the
Well,
back
here's
of
the
the
thing. You know, I fly a lot, and you fly a lot,
Yes.
and you're a big guy.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to believe that yes, like I said, we get into this situation, we go to flights, there's people that are taller, heavier than us, and they sit down. I mean, like Renard's side, that would be very uncomfortable. I understand that. But there's something in life called common courtesy. And you sit there and you move and you ask, and even if they have phones, you do something. And here, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, what happened was that you assaulted him. You physically hit him. You have no
I
right to hit
tapped
anybody. No,
him.
be quiet. You have no right to hit anybody. How would you feel if somebody hit you?
He did hit me with the chair.
He did not hit you. And it's hard for me to believe that there's no way you could have gotten up. Because there's always a tiny bit of room, and there's always an option. There's always an option. When you're in a plane, there's an option. It's that little button, or talking to your fellow passenger, or being loud, at least being obnoxious and saying,
raised my voice.
"Stewardess, where are you? I need some help." But it sounds like you tried to talk to him, he had his headphones on. And the mere fact that, you know what you said to me, that you actually got up like that, your own words, that was your own testimony. So then I don't think your knees were stuck. So here's
they
the
were
thing.
hit.
They were not, because you were able to get up and actually hit him.
But
You were
my
actually
knees were
hit him. You
My knees
actually
did
hit
get
him.
hit.
You got up and actually hit him.
I tapped him, Your Honor.
No, but you told me you went like that. How did you do that? How did she hit him, Renard? You, to me, demonstrated a forceful slap. You don't do that. You don't do that. But here's the problem. You're an entitled kid. You have no idea. And you would not even know. So, at the end of the day, it was your assault that caused him to lose his romantic vacation.
It was the way he
But here's the thing. You're 40, how old are you? 42?
42.
She's 23. You got 20 years on her. You should have known better. You should have known better than let your anger that way. Come on. You're not a
I
kid.
had never been...
There is absolutely no excuse. Nobody has an excuse. Murderers don't have an excuse. But she's dumb. She's young. She's innocent in life, and she doesn't understand that the way you control yourself and the way you act is by acting like an adult and maintaining dignity. And she didn't do that, and neither did you. So she's never gonna learn. And the problem is, here's an adult that did the same thing to her. So you'll get $1,200 back. Both of you were completely responsible for this stupidity on the plane. That's my decision.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,200.